In module 3 of chapter 10, we shall learn about 3 more mappings and curvature tensors. First one is projective mapping and projective curvature tensor. The second one is conharmonic mapping and conharmonic curvature tensor, and the third one is concircular mapping and concircular curvature tensor. Now, projective mapping and projective curvature tensor was developed by K. Yano in 1970. Projective mapping preserves the geodesics from one space to other space. In this module, we have deduced the curvature tensor for projective mappings and obtained various relations of these projective curvature tensors, like the first Bianchi identity, the second Bianchi identity, and if the projective curvature tensor becomes 0, that means the space is projectively flat, then we have deduced the space is Einstein space, and not only Einstein space, it is a space of constant curvature. Next, we have also learned about conharmonic mapping and conharmonic curvature tensor. Now, harmonic functions, that means the Laplacian vanishes for a function, generally is not preserved by the any transformations. So, by conharmonic transformations, the harmonic functions are preserved. So, in this module, we have also learned about the conharmonic curvature tensor and obtained some relation about this. And lastly, we have also learned about the concircular curvature tensor. Concircular mapping preserves the geodesic circles. Now, what is geodesic circle? It is a circle whose first curvature is constant, but the second curvature, that is torsion, is 0. Now, this concircular mapping preserves these geodesic circles. So, in this module, we shall learn about these 3 types of mappings and curvature tensors. So, in module 3 of chapter 10, we shall continue with the mappings on surfaces and spaces, and here we shall learn about 3 mappings and 3 curvature tensors, that is, first one is projective mappings and projective curvature tensor, second one is the conharmonic curvature tensor, and the third one is concircular curvature tensor. Now, we know that geodesic mapping preserves the geodesics, and equation of geodesic in a Riemannian space is given by this one. From our earlier chapter, we know that equation of geodesic in a Riemannian space is governed by this one, where S is the arc length of a curve C on a space and gamma h j I are Christoffel symbols of second kind. So, if under geodesic mapping we have another geodesic, then it will follow this equation d2 x h ds 2 plus gamma star h j I dx j ds dx I ds equal to 0. Then they are related by this relation, gamma star h j I minus gamma h j I equals to del h j p I plus del h I p j, where p I is a covariant vector and the difference of these two, that is gamma star h j I and gamma h j I, is a tensor of type 1 2, and the coefficients of Christoffel symbols are related, and it is called projectively related, given by K. Yano in 1970 by the equation number 29. So, under projective change geodesics are preserved. Now, let us see the projective curvature tensor, the expression of projective curvature tensors and what is the form of it. The projective curvature tensor takes the form this one Wij(k)L, it is a 0,4 tensor, 0,4 type of tensor equals to Rij(k)L minus 1 by n minus 1 in the bracket GIL Rjk minus Gik Rjl, where this Gij or Ik whatever we can say is the Riemannian metric and Rjk Rjl are the Ricci curvature tensor. So, for 4 dimensional space, because in our application of differential geometry mainly for general theory of relativity and special theory of relativity we consider the 4 dimensional space. So, for 4 dimensional space the expression becomes this one Wij(k)L equals to Rij(k)L minus 1 by 3 GIL Rjk minus Gik Rjl. Now, if this Wij(k)L equals to 0, then the space is called projectively flat. Therefore, for projectively flat space we have this expression Rij(k)L equals to 1 by n minus 1 GIL Rjk minus Gik Rjl, since Wij(k)L equals to 0. But by the property of Riemann curvature tensor we know that this occur Rij(k)L plus Rjik(L) equals to 0, and so we have using 31 we have this expression GIL Rjk minus Gik Rjl plus Gjl Rik minus Gjk Ril equals to 0. Now, taking inner product by Gjk, the contravariant part of Gjk, we get this expression, and simplifying this one, because we know that GIL Gjk equals to n and Gjk R Jk equals to R. So, the above expression will come to this form. That means, Ril equals to R by n GIL. Therefore, it is a Einstein space. It is an Einstein space, and so we have for projectively flat space, the space is an Einstein space. Now, putting the value of 32 in 31, we have this one Rij(k)L equals to R by n minus 1 Gjk Gil minus Gik Gjl. So, a projectively flat space is also a space of constant curvature. Now, conversely, if a space is projectively flat, then 33 holds, and taking inner product with GIL we get this expression Rjk equals to R by n Gjk, that is the space becomes Einstein. Now, putting the values of Rjk in the expression of projective tensor, we get Wij(k)L equals to 0. That means, it is also projectively flat space. So, we can state that a Riemannian space is a space of constant curvature tensor if and only if it is projectively flat. And one can easily prove that Wij(k)L equals to minus Wij(Lk) and Wij(k)L plus Wik(Lj) plus Wilij(k), and we get that the Bianchi's identity is satisfied for projective curvature tensor. And from the first relation we see that well projective curvature tensor is a skew symmetric. Now, this projective curvature tensor is also called well projective curvature tensor due to the name of the scientist or mathematician Well. Now, we can write this one GHL WLIJK equals to WHIJK. Now, this is a 1-3 tensor and this one is called contravariant projective curvature tensor. Now, we prove the Bianchi's second identity for contravariant projective curvature tensor, which is given by this one. So, this relation is the Bianchi's second identity for contravariant projective curvature tensor. Now, we try to prove this one. Now, from definition of contravariant projective curvature tensor, we have this expression. Now, taking the covariant differentiation in both sides, we get WHIJK comma L equals to RHIJK comma L minus 1 by n minus 1 del HK as the Kronecker delta behaves as constant for covariant derivative. So, it have this expression del HK Rij comma L minus del Hj Rik comma L. Similarly, we consider the other two expressions, equation number 35 and 36. Now, adding all these three, we get the Bianchi's second identity, and using Bianchi's second identity for Riemannian curvature tensor for the first term, that is for R H I L j comma k etcetera, we get this value WHIJK comma L plus WHIKL comma j plus WHILJ comma k equals to this expression. So, the above expressions becomes 1 by n minus 2 under the bracket del Hj W m I k l comma m plus del Hk W m I l j comma m plus del HL W m I j k comma m. Now, the next result, we see that W m I j k comma m equals to n minus 1 by n minus 2 R I j comma k minus R I k comma j. So, from definition of contravariant projective curvature tensor, we have this one W m I j k equals to G m t W t I j k, and putting the value of W t I j k in the right hand side, we get G m t under the third bracket R t I j k minus 1 by n minus 1 under the first bracket G I t R I j minus G t j R I k. And with the inner product of G m t, the above expression becomes this one I j k minus 1 by n minus 1 del m k R I j minus del m j R I k. And which takes the form this one W m I j k comma L equals to R m I j k comma L minus 1 by n minus 1 del m k R I j comma L minus del m j R I k comma L. Now, contracting m and L, we get this one W m I j k comma m equals to R m I j k comma m minus 1 by n minus 1 del mk r ij comma m minus del mj r ik comma m. So, this becomes r ij comma k minus r ik comma j minus 1 by n minus 1 r ij comma k minus r ik comma j, and thus the expression becomes n minus 1 by n minus 2 under the first bracket r ij comma k minus r ik comma j. Now, actually this expression is used in the previous one to prove the Bianchi's second identity for contravariant projective curvature tensor. Now, if the space is projectively flat, then W m I j k is also 0, and so W m I j k comma m is also 0, and therefore, r I j comma k minus r I k comma j is also 0. And thus, for a projectively flat Riemannian space of dimension n greater than 2, this expression holds r I j comma k minus r I k comma j equals to 0, but the converse part is not true in general, that if this holds, then the space may not be projectively flat. Now, we may also have that G I m W I j k m equals to W j k, and G j k W I j k m equals to W prime I m. Then from the expression of W j k, we have this one, the inner product of G I m with the 0 4 vector, 0 4 tensor W I j k m, we have this expression, and this becomes 0. So, W j k is a 0 tensor, but this W prime I m is equal to G j k into the 4 vector W I j k m, and the expression of the W I j k m is given by the this expression r I j k m minus 1 by n minus 1 in the bracket G I m r j k minus G I k r j m, and with the inner product we get this expression, and therefore, the W I m have this type of relation n by n minus 1 r I m minus r by n G I m. So, W prime I m is not in general a 0 tensor. This tensor is called projective Ricci tensor, and if the space is an Einstein space, then only this W prime I m is equal to 0, because on the right hand side, in that case r I m will be equals to r by n G I m, and so W prime I m will be equal to 0 for an Einstein space. Now, in the next section we shall learn about conharmonic transformation and concircular transformation. Conharmonic transformation transform harmonic function to the harmonic function. Just I have mentioned at the beginning that harmonic function means its Laplacian vanishes. In general, harmonic function is not transformed to harmonic function by any conformal mapping or other mapping, but by the conharmonic mapping this harmonic function is preserved. And lastly, we shall learn about the concircular transformation, which preserves the geodesic circles. So, in this section we shall learn about the nature of the concircular curvature tensor, and we shall see that if a space is concircularly flat, then it is also an Einstein space, and as well as it is a space of constant curvature. So, let us see the two type of transformations, the conharmonic transformation and concircular transformation. So, now conharmonic curvature tensor. We know that the Riemannian spaces are conformally related by this relation. In our previous module, we have seen this relation, that G tilde I j equals to alpha square G I j. The two Riemannian matrices are related by this relation, where G tilde I j and G I j are the metric tensors of two spaces and alpha is a real function of coordinates. Generally, we consider alpha square equal to e to the power 2 phi for the smoothness of the function. Now, Y. Ishii in 1957 introduced the conharmonic transformation as a subgroup of the conformal transformation. The transformation under which the harmonic functions remain invariant is known as conharmonic transformation. And we know, just I have mentioned, that harmonic function means its Laplacian vanishes, and in general a harmonic function does not transform into a harmonic function. The expression for the conharmonic curvature tensor in an n-dimensional Riemannian space is this one: H I j k l equals to R I j k l minus 1 by n minus 2 under the first bracket, G j k R I l minus G I k R j l plus G I l R j k minus G j l R I k. So, a space is conharmonically flat if H I j k l equals to 0. Now, if I take H I j equals to G k l H I k l j, that means the contraction has been done, then from 37 we have the expression H I l equals to minus R by n minus 2 G I l, and it is called conharmonic Ricci tensor, where R is the scalar curvature of the space. Now, if H I j k l equals to 0, then H I l also equal to 0, and in that case we have R equals to 0. Thus, for conharmonically flat space, scalar curvature is 0, but the converse is not true in general. That means, if the scalar curvature is 0, then the space may not be always conharmonically flat. Now, for concircular curvature tensor, we know that in general a geodesic circle, which is a curve whose first curvature is constant and second curvature, that is torsion, is 0, does not transform into a geodesic circle by the conformal transformation. This one. So, this is the conformal transformation, and geodesic circles are not preserved by the conformal transformation. So, which transformation preserves the geodesic circle is known as concircular transformation. Concircular geometry was introduced by also K. Yano in 1940, and the covariant concircular curvature tensor is given by this one: C tilde I j k l equals to R I j k l minus R by n n minus 1 under the bracket G j k G I l minus G I k G j l. Now, if C tilde I j k l equals to 0, that means the space is concircularly flat, and then by taking the inner product with G j k, we get R I l equals to R by n GIL. That means, a concircularly flat space is also an Einstein space. Hence, the space is an Einstein space, and we can say that the concircularly flat space of dimension greater than 2 is an Einstein space. And we can easily prove that concircularly flat space is not only an Einstein space, but it is a space of constant curvature. Now, here we shall establish a relation between the conformal curvature tensor, the expression of conformal curvature tensor, and the conharmonic curvature tensor with the conharmonic Ricci tensor, and this follows like this: C I j k l equals to H I j k l minus 1 by n minus 1 G I L H j k minus G I k H j l, and proof follows like this. From the definition of conharmonic Ricci tensor, we have this expression H I j equals to minus r by n minus 2 G I j. In the previous slide we got this expression. Now, putting the values of this one, we get this expression. And so, C I j k l comes to this one. Actually, this expression is equal to C I j k l. So, we have proved that C I j k l have the expression with H I j k l and H I L. Hence, the result follows. So, in module 3 of chapter 10, we have learned about 3 types of mappings and their curvature tensors. The first one is projective mappings and projective curvature tensor. Second one is conharmonic mapping and conharmonic curvature tensor, and the third one is concircular mapping and concircular curvature tensors. We have established some relations for this type of curvature tensors, and we have seen that when the spaces are Einstein space or the space of constant curvature. So, with these things we end this module.